said, with 4 seconds to play, that was first thing on my mind, because the public and nobody else understands what I already know. Your kids. Southern's already gone to Mississippi State, SEC, beat them. Gone to Tulane, beat them. That's on my mind. This one was done. A lot of plays down the home stretch. A lot of really good plays. And I'm very proud of these guys with their effort. If it would have been a soccer game, I probably would have been happy with a modest tie, but it wasn't. You know, if you'd have told me this morning, 24 seconds to go, Adams at the line to take the lead, I probably would have taken it. And I look at that score sheet, and there were a lot of different plays, a lot of winning plays for both teams. But in our world right now, with who we are and how we are built, we can't miss 9 free throws. And those are as big a plays as the turnover, the tip-in, the three-point shot. Those are big plays. And I love those guys. And I think down the road, you know, they're learning from a real pro. I'm disappointed with myself losing my cool early in the game. Thank goodness it only cost us one, but maybe we'd have won by one. So a lot of plays. I said, guys, just look in the mirror. We all have to, including Papa Shy. How and what could I have done even a little better? And maybe the outcome's different.
What changed down the stretch in regulation, you think, Larry?
Well, what changed for me more than anything was those first 5 minutes of the game. I thought we were wide-eyed, and we gave up 4 of our 5 first possessions. They scored. From that point on, I think there was a major change. I thought our guys dug in, planted their feet, and took a stand. And if they were going to put their shoulder down and drive, they were going to stay in front and take charges. And I also know we were down 12 with 8.5, 9 to play. And I've been around teams, and you guys probably have reported or seen teams, that it becomes 19 or 20 in a hurry. It did not. But I think I heard some coach the other day talk about, well, nothing can be gained from a loss. A loss is a loss. One of the most absurd comments I've ever heard. You know, I'd like to win them all. I don't want my name being remembered here about wins or losses or championships. It's how you do what you do. And you know what? These guys did a pretty good job. We're built a little different. I think 3 weeks ago I talked about what's not going to change, gang. You can ask it to change. We can try to coach it to change. But 185 against 265 is not going to change until Mother Nature takes her course. But I did think we battled. I think we played pretty smart basketball.
In overtime, you know, I think Josh gave you a lead, and then I think they ripped off 6 in a row, and I think Matthews had a couple. Was it just they just made good plays? Was there anything kind of turned there? What did you notice there where they were able to kind of distance themselves?
I wish I could reflect specifically and answer your question, but the plays were happening so fast. I mean, we took 2 charges, and then Matthews, who hadn't made but a basket for the whole game, knocked in a nice jump shot. But you know, you have to give Cal a credit too. You know, they got in foul trouble, and they too battled back after they had a large lead. So I can't reflect on all of those plays. I probably have to watch them, but the totality of the game gave me encouragement that down the road these pups will be okay. We're not going to win them all, but again, it's how you do what you do.
Talk about right out of the gate, maybe a little wide-eyed, but the one guy who definitely wasn't was Josh. Came out firing. What did you see from him, especially early on there?
Early on, he knocked a couple of jumpers down, and that was okay. What I saw from Josh when the game was on the line, he took it to the rim. He challenged them, even with a hurt ankle. And I really compliment his balance, trying to attack, trying to drop the ball off for dunks to JB and Al, and then knock in a few big J's. You know, knowing Josh, he's really hurt that he missed the shot to put us in the lead. But, you know, he's just consumed with it. You know, if you could go to 7-Eleven and buy it, you'd want it for your own kids, and he's got that it.
You got a couple of kids probably one and done on there on Cal, and another great senior. I mean, how does he stack up? He looked like
that's not my job.
Argument.
That's not my job. I wouldn't make a trade, I can tell you that.
How do you think you guys are going to make physically? Do you think Josh is going to be okay? I know it looked like Justin, he said he just bumped knees, but it looked like it was a physical game. How do you think you're going to respond to it, I guess?
That's another question probably to be answered in the next 48 hours. We're probably fortunate it's not one of those 2-day turnovers, because we've had we've never had more than a practice and a half between a game now for 4 weeks. Finally, we get an off day Sunday, the rehab. We'll have a better picture Monday, but we don't play, fortunately for us, till Thursday. I got a sneaking suspicion these guys like to compete. And, you know, now they're scarred a little bit. Hopefully they don't like that taste.
How important was Jonathan's play tonight going against the Bigs? I think he grabbed 2 offensive boards, finished with career-high 10 points. I guess, what were you impressed with by him?
What I'm most impressed with is his willingness and will to learn, and he's never been different from day one. You're talking about a guy that has very, very little background, but I got to tell you, he loves physical confrontation. That's good for a big man.
Gorski played Larry. Is it the shoulder? Is that just the way that what game is going?
Yeah,
Is
we
he
gave
still?
it a shot. We gave it a shot, and then he gave it another shot the second half, and I made the call and told those guys, get him out. I just didn't think he could compete at the level he needed to tonight. It's a separated shoulder or something that they said, and you know, once he can fight through that pain and help us, of course we're going to use him. But I just didn't think it was there, and so we chose to go with JJ a little longer.
So day to day, is that safe? Is he day to
Yes.
day?
Yes.
Going back to Barnes, you mentioned 185 versus 265 is gonna be tough, but he's at 245. He's your big guy. How much do you think maybe you'll rely on him going into conference play once he gets some of these bigger bodies?
Well,
consistently?
you know, he got 28 minutes today, and you know he's been averaging about 14, maybe 15. I'd have to look up the stats. I'd like to get him to 20, and he poops out fast. He's got a little bit of that Joe Kim Noah no pace deal, so he's just going 100 miles an hour, and then he goes from a 9 to a 0 quick, and we got to get him out. But like I said before, you know, I've traded places with guys in the past, with guys that don't have the DNA that fits Wyoming or at least Papa Shy. I am so happy with who we have and who we don't have.
Big team like that.